So to me, this whole entire Sydney Sweeney fiasco with the American Eagle ad, ever since that got released, to be honest, the backlash that she's gotten from this and the way that people have gone from 0 to 100 and completely overreacted over this ad, to me, has been absolutely fucking ridiculous. All right, so a little backstory on this, if you don't know, is that I think it was about a week ago now, there was an ad that was released by American Eagle with Sydney Sweeney to promote jeans. All right, American Eagle, they're an American company, they sell jeans, and in order to sell the jeans, they brought, you know, Sydney Sweeney on, who's a massive, when it comes to advertisement, like in recent times, when Sydney Sweeney's been into an advertisement, that company's like stock skyrockets, their sales skyrocket. So I mean, why would you not bring her on, right? And the whole entire like ad was Sydney Sweeney has great jeans, all right? And it's going to her, of her jeans that she's wearing, to say that, you know, American Eagle has great jeans. And it's also a play on word for jeans, as in G-E-N-E-S, right?
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Sydney Sweeney has very jeans.
I'm not here to tell you to buy American Eagle jeans. And I definitely won't say that they're the most comfortable jeans I've ever worn. Or that they make your butt look amazing. Why would I need to do that? But if you said that you want to buy the jeans, I'm not going to stop you. But just so we're clear, this is not me telling you to buy American Eagle jeans.
Sydney Sweeney has very jeans.
You see what I did there, right?
Because, let's be honest, Sydney Sweeney is fucking hot. She's hot. She's got beautiful face, all right? And she's got massive tits, okay? We all know what that's alluding to, all right? In the ad, it says that she's got blue eyes, you know, and all that shit. And blue eyes is a rare thing, okay? Having blue eyes is extremely rare, all right? It's a minority in the world, okay? Not many people have blue eyes, so it's very rare to have something like that. And she's beautiful. She's a beautiful woman with nice tits. Let's be honest, they were alluding to the tits, but everyone overreacted of it, okay? Everyone started calling it fucking Nazi propaganda because she has blue eyes, blonde hair, which I find really funny because her natural color isn't even blonde. She's not even a natural blonde. She's brunette. She dyes her fucking hair. She legitimately dyes her hair. So she's not even like blonde hair, blue eyes. She's blue eyes with brunette hair, right? And it was just overblown to the point, you know, American Eagle came out and they actually made a statement on this. I actually liked their statement. You know, they always said that it's about the jeans, her story, and saying that they continue to celebrate how everyone wears their American Eagle jeans with confidence their way. Great jeans look good on everyone. I thought that statement was fucking perfect. I thought it was a great way to address the whole entire controversy and just like not overblow it anymore. Just kind of say, shut the fuck up, you guys are overreacting, right? But now it's gone to like another stratosphere where fucking BuzzFeed is one of the worst publications to ever exist. I mean, if you go into the BuzzFeed's website and you just look at some of the articles that they release on a daily basis, it's like brain rot for middle-aged women. That's what it is. I'm gonna be honest, that's what BuzzFeed is. That's what it has always been, and that's what it especially is in the year of 2025. But they have reported that Sydney Sweeney is a registered Republican in Florida since last year, and people are losing their absolute fucking minds over this, right? And I think that this is completely stupid, all right? I don't understand why BuzzFeed would go ahead and report on something like this. Like, I just hate the fact that in the year of 2025, that the way that you lean in politics matters so fucking much. Who gives a shit? Who honestly cares? And the people that are like was going against Sydney Sweeney this whole entire time, calling her a Nazi and saying that, you know, she's promoting this Nazi propaganda, she's a hatred person. Now they're saying like, oh, I can't believe that this Sydney Sweeney, that she's voting against women's rights. It's just so stupid. Like, they just all of a sudden, just because someone might lean a little bit right, all of a sudden they want to just exercise them and just push them even further right and just think that they're this radical person and think that they're voting against all of their fucking rights. To be honest, I'm just going to say it as well. When it comes to this whole women's rights things and this whole like, oh, the right is against women's rights, the left is against women's rights. When it comes to extremists on both sides, because I think that people who lean a little bit left and lean a little bit right, just slightly on each side, I think that those people are reasonable, okay? I think that people who lean a little bit either side, they're reasonable people. But the extremists on both sides, they're detrimental to women in both ways. When it comes to people who lean completely left, they are absolutely fine with people who are men who then transition into women, just wanting to allow them into women's sports, where men, obviously, it's so obvious that men have a biological advantage, especially in the upper body strength. Like, a lower body strength is a little bit like much more than women, but when it comes to the upper body strength, is like this much of a fucking gap of when it comes to the biological differences. And they're fine with it, like, you know, allowing these men who have transitioned into women into their sports. No, that's against having women's rights. And if, you know, women feel uncomfortable with these, you know, people who have transitioned into bathrooms, then, you know, you should be backing those biological women, not with these people who were born as men, allowing them into, you know, the bathrooms. We saw it recently with Lily Tino, where they were fucking taking pictures in the women's bathrooms. And then when it comes to the extreme right, those people want to tell women of whether they can, you know, get an abortion or not. Where to me, I'm just like, hey, if a fucking woman wants to get an abortion, doesn't bother me. All right, like you can see on my neck that I am a man. I'm a Christian. Okay, I was baptized Orthodox as a young boy, and I am a Christian. Okay, but at the same time, if a woman wants to go ahead, she's not in my life. Okay, that's her fucking decision. If she wants to go ahead and do that, I think that she should have that decision, because it doesn't affect me directly. Okay, I don't give a shit. It doesn't affect me. So I think extremists on both sides are absolutely fucking ridiculous. And I think that what these people are starting to do, of when it comes to, you know, they're categorizing Sydney Sweeney, and now they're trying to out her as a Republican, is that they're just, all they're going to do, they make it out like, oh, if we bully Sydney Sweeney enough, maybe we'll get her to change her opinions on things, and we'll get her to come back, and we'll get her to be a liberal. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. If you just go on the internet and you keep, you know, calling this woman and calling her names, you're not going to, you know, help this issue, help the political divide that we have in this fucking world. If anything, you're just making it worse. Isn't the whole point of, like, you know, of when it comes to women's rights, and it is about, like, letting women decide what they want to do with their world, decide what they want to do with their body, with their decisions? And if Sydney Sweeney, if she wants to go on an ad and she wants to put her tits out there, put her ass out there, and use her beauty to make her money, shouldn't she have every fucking right to go ahead and do so? As a woman who has rights in the year 2025, if she wants to go ahead and vote for Republicans, shouldn't she be allowed to go ahead and do so? I mean, isn't that the whole point of what feminism has been pushing ever since the fucking 70s? I mean, the first and second wave feminism, that's what it all was. Obviously not with third and fourth, where it's just like, you know, instead of it being about letting women decide what they want, it's more of less women should be controlling the hive mind and be following the fucking hive mind. It's completely stupid, and I think that's the way that people are going. This whole entire thing is dumb, right? And even though I'm an Aussie, the reason why I'm talking about this is because it's not just in America of where shit like this happens, right? It happens here in Australia, happens in Europe, happens all around the world, especially when it comes to, like, Western society, all right? Eastern society, can't really say too much, but in Western society, you know, like I said, Europe, UK, Australia, and the US, it all happens the same, as especially on the internet, when it comes to anyone who, like, leans right-winged, is that all of a sudden they're, like, garnered as a Nazi. They're against women's rights. They're against this. They're for this. They're this. They're this. And I mean, you can even say the same of when it comes to left. Like, if someone leans a bit left, all of a sudden they're woke. All of a sudden, they want to allow every single man who transitions into women into bathrooms, into sports. It's just like, it's so ridiculous to just categorize people just because they might lean a little bit more this way, or just because they have an opinion on this. All of a sudden, you're categorizing them as a fucking extremist. It's completely stupid. And all it does is that people think that by doing this, they're doing good, that they're on the right side of history. No. All you're doing is causing more divide in the political spectrum. That's all it does. It doesn't help in any way fucking possible. It doesn't. And people are ridiculous to think that it does. Like, I hate when people say that they're on the right side of history. No, all you're doing is dividing people more. If you just let people have their opinions, as long as they're not harming others, and even if they're not harming you directly, just fucking let them. If someone's an extremist, just fucking leave them be. Just let them in their corner yell at themselves. But man, the discourse on this whole entire Sydney Sweeney saga has been stupid. All right. Like, I even saw this post when I was like, you know, looking on Twitter about this whole entire scenario. And apparently, like, Beyonce had like a Levi's ad like last year, and where she had like blonde hair. No one fucking lost their minds off that. Blonde isn't even a natural hair color. She could not even, like, when it comes to African Americans, that's not a natural hair color in their ethnicity. It's not. So where was the discourse over that? None. There was none for that. So see how it just, like, it doesn't make fucking sense. Like, this whole entire thing, you wanna know how much this scenario has, like, how extreme this scenario has? Fucking the Vice President of the US, JD Vance, he even talked about this. That's how ridiculous this whole entire fucking thing has gotten. But I would definitely like to hear what you guys think about this down below. That's gonna be it from me. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Peace out.